Hello everyone, this is Nachumami. I am making something fierce, something cool, alongside some friends, mostly just 2 till 3, and the Schrodinger friend, Breakout, Arkanoid, or Break, meets Rogue-lite. Now, to preface, I'm barely a coder. I mean, I took coding back in high school, and have tried Scratch, but that is about it. So, I will be making a lot of systems that'll make Toby Fox look like a masterclass in coding, and I will be utilizing a lot of tutorials. I do have a coder friend, but they are the Schrodinger in question. Now, I don't usually talk using THIS, but I can't quite record my actual voice right now, so it'll do. Hope you like Microsoft Sam, or adult male number 1, American English True Voice, I guess. I'm coding in a neat little framework. It's called Love 2D. You might have heard of it from a quaint little game called... Now, the question you might have is, if I am new to coding, why use a framework instead of an engine, like Godot or GameMaker? The answer is simple. I get overwhelmed by it. While I'm not adept with coding, I still have some experience. I have used Godot for example, and I got overwhelmed by all the UI and features, and didn't get anywhere with it. While on Love 2D, because everything is made by me and is just text, I can process all I need to make and see. Plus, it's where all Astro was made. That factored in a bit. Oh yeah, we are called the Messy Room Iniative. Probably should have said that a while ago. We are a group of creatives who try and create stuff together. Keyword, try. Our members are not quite there yet. But, if you guys are interested, later in the future we might launch the community. But let's get back to our game, which I forgot to introduce its name also. Whoops. The game is called Astro-Breaker. I will first be following this coding tutorial. I know, oh wait. It's all about making an Arkanoid, which no way, is the game we are making. Shocker. I'll just quickly span through the code, because this is legacy code. I ended up not quite using it in the future, but it did teach me a lot. Like the basics of using love.keyboard. Is down plus whatever key I set it to. This of course appeared in my code later, just not exactly as in this tutorial. Now, as I said, I am not exactly adept, so I immediately ran into some confusion. On this section, no way was explaining how to use Lua tables for the objects. Maybe I'm dense, but it didn't click in my head what they were referring to. So, instead, I focused on another part that I thought I could implement now, which was the dash. Essentially, our game movements is mainly just going side to side in a walk, and a committed dash. I feel I don't need to explain what a dash is. But I first added a way for the game to know which direction you are facing or moving, which right now I set to a 1 or 0 variable, called dash direction. This changes whenever I press left or right, and it determines where the dash will propel the board. Now, it looks very janky, very fast. And it is more of a teleport than a dash. I, to be honest, wasn't very satisfied with it. But, look at it go, oh. To make it look less like the board got zoomies, I added a cooldown to it. I just made a dash used variable that ticks down according to the delta time. When it is below 0, then dash is usable again. On my first try though, I may have made it a bit too long. But it worked at the very least. But as you can see, it's not really a dash. It's just the board being teleported a large X value, which isn't what I had in mind. But that was day 1 of coding. Day 2, I wanted to change our entire movement system. Moving purely by changing the X value was clearly not a promising place to stay, so I decided to use Breedfield. It's a simplified physics library for Love 2D or so it said, but with barely any documentation. I couldn't use it, so I used Winfield, which is its predecessor by another 3270X. I'm just using the library since I am smooth brain. And the first thing I made with it? LOL. Because I first just followed the tutorial written on the website. Now I'll be honest, technically this is day 2 until 4. Because I kinda forgot to record day 3. So a lot happened. I added a lot more libraries that funnily enough I still hadn't used yet. I accomplished making the colliders for the board, floor, roof and walls. Movement is now updated to be a physics simulation where it applies force to the board when moving and dashing. Fine-tuned the timing of the cooldown. And most importantly, added some art to the game. Now the art was made by me for now, since by this time, we actually hadn't added the friend who is now in charge with the art. The art might look familiar since it's the background I am using. It is quite small, but that's so that we could emulate the olden styles of the game we are trying to mimic. Now, we are using a CRT filter, but at this point, we hadn't reached that yet. Okay, I might actually be smooth brain. I have been coding for the past while. I have added a lot of things, all without recording it. So, hope you don't mind the time skip of Naruto proportions. But afraid not, I still recorded some parts. Using push by HELOOOOOOOO. I gave the screen the ability to be scaled up, so the small size isn't gonna be the size of the game permanently. I was originally gonna use canvas, but I couldn't figure that out either. Also using another library, these libraries are the savior of my smoothness. But using the Moonshine library by VRLD, I added filters to the game to give it an NHCRT look. Of course, the first try was not great. The scan lines in the filter kept being warped by the fisheye lens effect of another filter. But without the scan lines, it just loses the inherent CRT look. And the fisheye also didn't like the pixel art aspect of the art, which puzzled me at first. And that's all the footage I got. So from here on forward, it's post-creation visuals. By the authentic journey of the code. But hey, we gotta push on. Now what have I added in between recording? Quite a lot actually. I had added the wall. Yes, I added the wall after all the looks. Priorities, you know? But I added the wall. I wish I had the footage of how jank the wall used to move. You might notice a few new things on screen, like that big fuck-ass purple thing, and a new CRT filter, and a new collision, and a weird thing where the wall gets pulled towards the board. Yeah, I kind of did a lot and forgot to record it. So, I feel it's a good time to actually talk about all that we wanted to add to the game. That before I even started coding all this, me and Maled planned out the game and created the idea of it together. We compiled it all in an admittedly outdated Canva, but it still serves as a basis on what we are going for. I let them talk about it actually.
Hello everyone, my name is Libertha. I am the lead, socials, and the person with the most idea on what the game should be like. Astro-Breaker is supposed to be this fast-paced, adrenaline-pumping game, where you have to rush to catch the accelerating ball, as it bounces from asteroid to asteroid.
Now honestly, that's me writing that. What they probably would say is,
the game is fast, and fun and very dopamine, where cool mechanics makes the fast and gives challenge to player. It cool.
I know what you are, Liberta. I will in the next video talk about all the things I did add over the period that I forgot to record. So I'll have to record that in the future. And I'll introduce the other team members, probably, if they want to. But that'll be all for today. See you all when part 2 is out. And please like and subscribe to this channel. It'll help us grow and possibly reach more people, which would be awesome.